Alright, Ryan, your leg is very, very happy. I think he's got a bit of a leg twitch, and no, if you think we're changing Shulk, no, he's flaunting off his body to the ladies, and by ladies I mean, great shot, great shot, and now he sneezed, and now it feels silly. Hey everyone, welcome back to Xenoblade Chronicles. In the last episode, we entered the mine and came across one of Charlotte's old comrades, the Colonel of Colony 6 of Foron. Unfortunately, he seemed very pissy with Shulk because Shulk doesn't want him to die, and Foron just wants to go forth and die. It's quite a dynamic right there, but in this episode we are gonna go ahead like the good boys and gal we are and make sure that doesn't happen. And also Juju's in that situation somewhere, but we won't talk about that. Either way though, this is the innards of the Ether Mine, and if you couldn't tell, there is not only a maze ahead of us, but there's quite a lot of enemies. We've gone through normal monsters, and now Anomechon are prevalent here too. Don't get me wrong, there's still normal enemies here, but it is good and to keep Mechon in mind at all times. But again, no, nothing that we haven't seen ever before. So, in case you're wondering, in this part of the Ether Mine, there isn't going to be any exclusive Mechon we haven't seen yet. But as always, when it comes to it, we'll make it known when it does happen. No. If you could please die, thank you.
Let's stay alert.
And we get a generic plug. Okay. Subscribe to Lightless. There we are. Cheap plug there. Now, if you want to say, you could think, oh look, a big ether deposit. That'd be great. Except you're not alone, it's going to be very, very, very difficult. My advice straight away is attract enemies with throwing. This will be a godsend because Dark Kissling, thank you, I just lost track of the word there for a second. These guys like to team up with Vangs, and if you're not careful, not only can you get the enemies in front of you, but every single enemy in that room that he shoots us in can gang up on you and make your time very, 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 very brutal. But now let us talk about this guy in a nutshell. He can inflict bind, which is your movement stops. And in a game in which positioning is key, that can hinder you a great deal because you can no longer get critical hits, and it stops you from building up the chain and attacking you. Not to mention, if one of your allies gets depressed, you can't move to cheer them up. As well, if the vision turns up, you can't warn them and make them do anything. So, in the grand scheme of things, binding is a pretty dangerous debuff. So, on that note, he has Winged Awakening, which is his enraged state, in which, if noticed there, he's gone from level 20 to 21. This is a new mechanic which we haven't seen before, and there are some ways in which you can deal with that, but thankfully though, it's only temporary and it goes back down. But apart from that, he can bind, just level himself up, and now his talent arc comes into play. Aerial dive 3. Ain't much, just a really wide arc physical attack. But if you've got the Monado coverage for you, it shan't be a bit of a problem. You know, unless Ryan can just topple him, in which case no big deal. And one thing about the awakening status effect on enemies, their enemy levels can randomly generate. Sometimes it could be 1 level, 2 levels, or 3 levels, or so on and so forth. But most of the time, it is limited to just one or 2. And if you get more, then you are unlucky.
Yeah, this was definitely one of our biggest roadblocks in this.
But thankfully though, all done and dusted. Nice shot of the short backside and the abs. But now let's reap the rewards of not just his body, but also this massive, what could it be seen as tub of jelly? Now, guess what? I want gelatin now. And now it's lost its luster.
I do find it weird how the electric crystals in this game kind of looks kind of green, so I thought I was harvesting wind crystals.
They have done something with the color palette of this game, but it's made everything stand out more, and as if this game needed to stand out anymore. But a brief nutshell about that room. Bind's a problem, the Crabbles getting involved are a problem, the Oopas, speaking of which, this is a topple minefield. If you are not careful, you can have a horrible time because Oopas can just topple you non-stop. Plus that Kindred, look how many have turned up in just a few seconds. But if you got attacks like Stream Edge or Warp Spin, you're pretty much okay and good to do a lot of damage. But thankfully though, Ryan is taking most of the attention and acting as our topple punching bag. Thank you, Ryan. But if you want to go completely over the top, Buster is a great way to wipe them all out if they are going to be focusing on Ryan. And plus, being cruel, to be kind, you can also use this as affinity grinding should you wish. And speaking of affinity grinding, just to bring up a topic, you might think, oh, you know what, fighting is big grindy, and in building up affinity, well guess what? You can do more. If you go into your menu and go and want to tutorials, this shows you that it's not just fighting in how you can go about it. You can gift the collectibles you've gathered and gift them to people.
Press Y to start sharing and caring.
Oh yeah. And guess what? This is much better than what it was in the original game. Because, simply put, this game tells you how much a character likes an item. Whereas in the original, it was just a guessing game, unless you had a wiki, in which case you knew straight away. But luckily though, you get to know what character aspects like what. And it seems like Ryan and Shug could become closer friends. Charlotte, meanwhile, is not. But if we were to just back out just by one page, if you look at Charlotte, it actually shows you what she likes and dislikes, as well as other aspects about her, but we won't get into that. It seems like she likes fruit. So you know what? Let's give her a Warner Grape, and that just says that she likes it by 1 heart. Now, of course, these can range from 1 heart to 4 hearts. Trust me, we will be going over each character's favourite items once we come across them. However, you just got the brief outline in what goes where. It's saying Charlotte just really likes sour gooseberry, so you can do this with any character, so you can make good upon that.
So much better than the original, so much more efficient.
And you know what's more efficient? Getting a vision ahead of time.
They should make Pepe happy.
Who is Peppa? We don't know, but all we know is she likes the cranes. You know what else we need? We need to get some unique fighting done. Let's do it! Vengeful Dalton is our next sneaky monster coming up. Apart from toppling and just being a more physical attack-based creature, there isn't really much to say about it. Knockdown Spin is just that. He topples, and sometimes it can be an arcing move. So, as always in this game, positioning is a key aspect in this. But as long as you keep Ryan or whoever you want to take the hits in front and everyone else is behind, you should be fine. That's a face only a mother could love. Where the hell did you go?
I know.
I'm sorry. I'm late. Where the hell did you go? Sorry, man. I messed up. I fell down. I couldn't get back up. Fucking Humpty Dumpty over here. No, Ryan, you idiot! Oh, it's alright, Chug. I'll take the hit. But Ryan, I was fine. I'm the hero. I found Ryan turned into Zoidberg for a second there. It was me. I'm Ryan. I was the hero. Apparently, the hero just went down. But it would appear that Ryan learned a new art.
So did we.
And we learned, oh, Shaker Edge. Oh, Shaker Edge, this is going to be fun. Essentially, Shaker Edge is the next step in Break and Topple days. And now we can equip it ourselves.
And also Charlotte learned Heat Bullet too.
If you want tension, as in momentum-wise, that's a good shot. That's a good shot in the arm. If things aren't going well in combat and your characters are getting depressed, or if you want to make them hit more often, Heat Bullet is your go-to. And what did Ryan learn? Ryan learned Last Stand. Yes. Oh, Last Stand is one of my favorite arts about Ryan. In a nutshell, if it looks like you are about to die in a vision or normal combat, if you use Last Stand before the art runs out, Ryan doesn't die. He just gets a HP buff and gives him one last go, and it can be redone in fight. So if it cools down enough, Ryan can essentially not die. And shield is maxed out. If you couldn't tell, we definitely like to prioritize shield at this point in the game. just to give you a heads up. But yeah, apart from the maze aspect about that and everything that we've seen so far, this is just taking your pick of the litter. You're mining for ether, basically.
Stealing from the Bionis.
Meanwhile, those two watched you like hawks. That was creepy. Reminds me of the unused models in Super Mario Galaxy 2. Just looming, watching you from the cliffside. And no one knows why. Even the developers who've seen that are like, I didn't know. I know, but there have been many times video games have been like that. I think I can remember quite fondly that in Pokemon X and Y there was a creepy ghost woman that appeared in there and it freaked a lot of players out. And in an interview, one of the directors saw it and thought, huh, I didn't know that. It's just video game developers just having fun. And you know what? A lot of people had fun making this game with various aspects. But we'll get into more stories about that when it comes more prevalent. But for now, let's enter the pit. Behold! This is quite an elaborate machine. Makes you wonder, and the Bionis is dead. I wonder why. If you had a constant drill inside you, I think you'd die.
Yeah.
At some point or another.
It's drilling into its leg too.
Yeah, that would do it for some people. That would make them die. But you know what is to die for? The awesome music made by Naomi Kyoto. If you wanted to have a creepy mine song, take a listen. It's really eerie to say the least. Yeah, just that last part of precursor which is so as a creepy and effective.
Yeah.
How about we have a wide shot of this place?
We're here. The central pit.
Where are they all? I don't see anyone.
We'll take that lift.
I'm ready to mash some mech on.
Yeah. Juju, Atharon, just hold on.
Also kind of makes you wonder, if Thoron already went ahead, that means he immediately locked the door and slowed us down.
I was just about to make the point that Atharon sodded off without us.
It's like, I know Thoron doesn't like us, but who goes, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go on my own and I'm gonna cut off any help or support. That's what a smart man does. And also, can I say, I'd hate to bag on Thoron a little bit more, but the fact that he talks about, you have the Monado. There, you're a useless lad. And not to mention how he just cuts down Shulk, said, you don't know a damn thing about these machines. I've planned this attack for a month, and look how well that turned out. I got one of my best men killed, and I nearly died myself if it wasn't for you guys.
Not to mention Shulk holding the Monado, you'd think that he'd know a little bit about the Mechon at the very least.
But no, apparently not. Anyway though, we saw days in hand. When it comes to like Shulk and Ryan in tandem, you can possibly break a portion of this game early on, and I love it. And in case you're wondering, yeah, if you have it in you, say like to daze them immediately and go to a chain attack, you can topple and daze, and you can keep on doing it. You can essentially keep on from toppled throughout.
Mm-hmm.
And now going forward, this, I gotta say, in the original was kind of jank. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You notice that there's a spinning blade platform. Oh, that's the least of your worries. This in itself is kind of a maze area, and I wouldn't blame you if you got lost immediately, because I know we still do from time to time. This is just one of those areas which doesn't hold well in your mind in terms of which way to properly go, because it's very easy, I feel like, to get turned around, because if you spin enough times, what's stopping you from thinking, oh, that's the same bridge in which we came from? If you're just spending amount of time here. My piece of advice is always look off to the side and look to the elevators. If you see one, that means there's a vision that occurs, apparently. Oh man, the two red coils. They might come in handy for rebuilding Colony 6. I don't know about all this stuff. This is what Shulks think. Very idealistic of you, Ryan, expecting Colony 6 to be built. And just a heads up for anyone here, if you're in this area of Colony 6, you don't have to worry about finding any unique monsters or any quest exclusive drops. Nothing in here is special, and you're not going to miss out on anything should you choose to just blast through it and just miss out all the enemies. So, in case you worry about that, you're good. Even the ether deposits that are here, they can be easily replicated elsewhere.
Just be careful of not doing auto run in this place, though.
No, auto run is a newfound problem. You know what? It can easily be avoided. And the same thing with the enemy types. All they can do at this point is topple you and just gang up on you should you not be careful. But if you got that handled and ready to go, you can pretty much breeze through all this. So that's what we're gonna be doing, is speeding through it, because you know the gist. Oh man, I love a personal lift. Someone who lifts me up every day out of bed. Every day out of bed to see those lovely abs being flexed, baby. Mwah. And thus going forward, this now pretty much become a gauntlet. There are Mechon that are going to be standing guard, but however, it does act as a marker. If there's a Mechon guarding your way, then guess what? You're going the right way. The wood's going to deal through all this, and it's going to get to this forward because, again, combat, we're going to assume you get a gist by now.
That's one of the disadvantages of Shallow using Cure Bullet online when he's toppled. I can't Infinity grind.
That we get to level up for Rhine and Choke, and now we get fun part about elevators. And just so you know, you get to ride. Thanks guys for not taking full damage, really appreciate that. These things take forever. Whoa, Alice! Alice, you scared the daylights out of me right there, which is ironic because in the cave, in the mine, you don't get daylight. You scared the ether lights out of me, I suppose. But I guess on that, there is one new enemy type to go over, and just so you know, it's that guy. What he does is he gets a deadly chainsaw, which is a rough attack, as in a hard hitting one, which is in a frontal arc. So, if you want to go back to the year M82, Monado M82, it's a very weird year. In a nutshell, a glass cannon, but hits very, very hard. If you couldn't tell, because he has a clamp on his hands.
Yeah.
He can't clamp you down, despite what that description would tell you. But again, no, he does have, there it is, Deadly Chainsaw. It hits hard and inflicts a new debuff called Bleed. That essentially is similar to Poison or Burn, in which it does a damage. But if you're able to take care of that, that's pretty much all the guy has left to offer. just gonna pass those two guys because they appear to be enamored by shiny things. And who are we to disparage anyone who's addressing shiny things? Also, these Mechon have... Well, I was gonna say have no idea about stealth, but hey, what do I know? Here, take there's no lift! It's okay. Fine, we'll fight. I don't need a lift, I just need to kill. Now, with that said, we've reached another elevator and another way down and one step closer to a foreign, but I think we are gonna call things there, guys. So, next episode, we're gonna go down further in Central Pit and hope we're not too late to save the foreign and check if Gado's okay. Yeah, there's nothing else we need you to do down there.
Nope.
So guys, if you like this video, be sure to like it. If you don't like it, well then you can go to the same place in which that thing, you know, we totally have not forgotten about whatsoever is. And if you want to subscribe to see more content like this, then be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time. Swear to God, I'm forgetting something. Screw, it's probably not important.